This particular article, I don't know if you want to pull this up real quick, Malik. It's basically saying that your marriage needs or relationship needs a CFO and a COO. So a CFO in a relationship would obviously handle the finances, the budgets, the investments.
I know the CEO isn't part of that list.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to start with that. Then you get the COO, the day-to-day operations, they're running the calendar, they're picking up the kids, all that stuff. So the reason they basically highlight this is because they're efficiently splitting chores, accomplishing tasks. They're basically, we talked about the hierarchy. We talked about with men where women are more egalitarian, men were more hierarchical. That's why there's a general manager, there's the coach, there's the quarterback, everything goes on from there. And the CFO, COO system creates a sense of purpose, autonomy, and trust within couples, letting them play to their strengths while ensuring that one isn't merely second in command. But you ladies were basically totally comfortable saying that the man should be the CEO in a relationship. So let's start with the men, and then we'll go to the women. But think of the things that I just said in the C-suite position. If the man is the CEO, what are you going to be? All right. Are you the COO, CFO, CIO, Chief Marketing, Information, Technology, Culture, Happiness, Compliance, HR? You're going to pick your career. All right. What you're going to bring to a relationship. If the man is the CEO. But Rollo, you're married.
Sure.
You're 27 years.
Yep.
How would you basically describe your corporate?
I'm the husband. That's what I am.
Okay.
Simple as that. And it's, I think that when we put it into like little cutesy, COO, CEO, all that stuff is just to pander to guys saying you have some, you actually have some rights. You actually have, you're actually important in all of this. We're gonna use a corporate structure for your marriage, which is really an egalitarian marriage. But we're gonna say you're the CEO and you're the CFO.
But are you not the leader of your relationship?
Absolutely.
So you are the CEO.
Well, CEO, but do I have the authority? That's what this really this comes down to. Because what this is like, so the reason why they want to cast it in like things like positions like the chief financial officer. Because let's break down what those acronyms really mean. Chief financial officer, the chief operating officer, the chief executive officer. If I'm making the money, if I'm making the decisions, if I'm making it all comes down to the one captain that's on the ship. And I hear this all the time. We used to talk about this in the old days. There was the captain of the ship, and then there's the first officer. And I hated that because it's like, no, if the ship goes down, the captain goes down with the ship. Okay, first officer can abandon ship and do whatever the hell he wants to do or she wants to do. The thing is that when it comes down to responsibility, and when women keep saying, well, men need to take more responsibility, well, when the shit hits the fan, he's the one who goes down with the ship. It's not going to be the CEO or all that fun, cutesy stuff, all these designations, that goes flying out the window when that guy gets zeroed out because he lost his job or because something happened in his life that he is unable, like maybe it was an accident, maybe it was a medical condition or something like that. When that guy experiences that, all this cutesy bullshit about like hierarchy, they want to put hierarchy into an egalitarian framework when everyone knows that when you are in a modern sort of Western marriage right now, it has nothing to do with that. Is like you can't out alpha the state. The CEO in that, as far as the state is concerned, is still always going to be.
So, but that's a little counter too, because all these girls basically said that the man
they
is the
want
CEO.
that.
No, they
I'm saying
didn't.
they want that. Yes, I'm not saying that like from a naturalistic perspective. Yes, because women want a man who's stronger than them, makes more money than them, is more intelligent, is taller. There's so many different metrics by which women want a guy. Like women can't look up to a man who is her equal. They want a guy that they can admire, that they can respect.
The CEO.
And that guy has to be. That guy has to have.
Why does it have to be the boss?
I'll explain. So here's the reason. Because if there is going to be leadership, you say men need to man up and take responsibility, and they need to lead in the family. What does the leadership imply? A hierarchy. There has to be someone at the top, and there has to be, to have a leader, you have to have followers. There has to be an establishment of a chain of command, like we were saying before. Men tend to think of organizing society and organizing their tribes hierarchically. Women tend to do it in the round. They tend to do it in communitarianism. So, for lack of a better term, socialism. Everybody gets a piece. Egalitarianism sounds like a good idea for women. For men, we compete with each other. So a hierarchy is up and down. If you're expecting men to be the leader of the household, it's not about who's the CFO and who's the CEO and all this other stuff. It doesn't mean you're not heard within that relationship. But what it's saying is that the ultimate authority and the ultimate responsibility in that relationship falls on the man's shoulders and no one else's. It used to be that way. patriarchy used to be, an idealized sense of patriarchy used to be a much more balanced system than what we have right now. Because in an idealized state and in a patriarchal state, there is responsibility, and a man has a commensurate authority in that to affect what he's responsible for. Yeah. So a man is responsible for his children, for his family. What's the first thing we say when a kid commits a crime, or he's drug addiction?
Where was his father?
Where's the dad? Right?
Yeah.
Because our heads, our hindbrains, automatically go back to what we learned.
Let me ask you this.
What we evolved to
let me ask you this.
Default to.
Does your wife currently work?
No.
When's the last time she worked?
About a year and a half ago.
Okay, so what did she do for work?
She was a medical professional.
She was a medical. Okay, gotcha. And she's retired now?
I retired her.
You retired her. So you're the CEO.
I'm the CEO.
Congratulations.
I have authority.
That's right. Michael.
Please check out all 5 books in the Rational Male series.
Available on Amazon.
His wife is now retired.
Let me give you a quick example, though, but even prior to this.
Author.
Even prior to this. For instance, when I used to live in Reno and I was working in the alcohol industry, wine and spirits, I had a job opportunity to move to Orlando. And I told my wife, I said, we're moving to Orlando. I've got a really great job opportunity. We're going to go there. There was no, what about my career? What about my family? What about this? What about my friends? It was like, you're my husband. I go where you go. That was the conversation. That was the end of it. I took her out to we had sushi. She said, I go where you go. And that was the decision, and that's what we did.
There it is.
I was making a bit more money than she was, but it was still, that was the default response.
Well, congrats on retiring your wife, bro.
It's amazing.
One of you girls are going to get retired by one of these men out there these days. Michael.
She's a woman of leisure.
You're in a relationship.